Okay, so I'm going to give you another example of solving quadratic equation by factoring. So this is the part 3 of this quadratic equation by factoring po. So this is for factored form of the trinomial. So nung last time po ay tinuruan ko kayo on how to get the discriminant of the expression and how to determine if that expression is factorable or not. And then the second part po is we get the value or the solution of quadratic equation by getting the values of x of common monomial factor. And then this time naman po, we are going to get the solution again of quadratic equation by factoring, okay, in the form of trinomial naman po. So this time, in the form of standard form, in the form of in the form of general form of quadratic equation, which is the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So we will have I will give you example, a lot of example po about this. Okay. Okay, given x squared plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0, so we need to factor this out po muna. Okay, so how are we going to factor this out? Okay, katulad po ng sinabi ko sa inyo sa ating first part of this lesson po, di ba, ng solving, factoring of quadratic equation, we always need to consider the last term of the expression. Okay, so we need to get the factor of the last term. So what do you think is the factor of the last term? And take note, and if you get that factor, dapat po kapag kinuha natin yung sum ng factor na yon ay magiging equal to 4. Okay, dapat po magiging equal to 4. So what do you think is the factor of 3? Na kapag pinag-add po natin yung dalawang factor na yon ay ang kalalabasan po ay 4. Okay, so very good. So I'm going to use this part of the screen. So 3 is equal to 3 times 1. Okay, so if you add these two number, okay, if you add these two number, it will become 4 because 3 plus 1 is 4. Tama po? Okay, so ibig sabihin, ito pong dalawang factor na ito ang gagamitin natin to factor out this trinomial. Okay, so this given trinomial of equation. Okay, so dahil po nakuha nyo na si 3 and 1, okay, don't forget to write it here. Okay? Kapag po nagpa-factor tayo ng trinomial, ano po yung kinakalabasan? Okay, so ganito pong form. Okay, so that is positive 3. Don't forget to put the sign, positive 3 and positive 1. Okay, so now, dahil meron ka ng middle term or the second term and the last term, okay, factor the first term. Okay, what is the factor of x squared? That is x. X times x is equal to x squared. So that is a perfect square. So pareho lang po sila. So this is now the factor of x squared plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, don't forget to put 0 because we need to find the solution of this quadratic equation. Okay, so now, katulad po ng ginawa natin sa second part, we need to equate it to 0. We have x plus 3 is equal to 0 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so next is to transpose positive 3 to the right side of the equation. It will become x is equal to, kapag nag-transpose tayo, it will become negative 3, then this one, and this part is x is equal to, when we transpose it, it will become negative 1. So the solution of x squared plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0 is equal to x is equal to negative 3 and x is equal to negative 1. So this is now the solution of the equation. Okay, so don't mind them sobrang loud noise po ha. Yung mga may ingay na nangyayari sa ating buhay na ito. Okay. So now let's proceed to another example po. Given x squared minus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0. Okay? So let's factor this out. Okay? Okay. So now, Katulad po ng ginawa natin kanina, okay, we need to get the factor of positive 25 na ang kalalabasan po ay negative 10. Na kapag pinag-add po natin yung factor na yon ay negative 10. So what do you think is the factor of 25 po? Okay, ano nga ba ang factor ng 25? Ano nga ba ang factor ni 25, guys? Okay, ang factor ni 25 is 25 times 1. Okay, so 25 plus 1 is 26. So, hindi naman siya pwede maging 10. Ano pang factor ni 25? Can you list down? Okay, so we have 5 times 5 is equal to 25. Okay, negative 5 times negative 5 is equal to 25. Also 25. Okay, 25 times 1 is equal to 25. Okay, so yun lang po yun. Negative 25 times negative 1 is equal to 25. Okay, ngayon, change natin tong multiplication sa sa addition. 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. Negative 5 plus negative 5 is equal to negative 10. 25 plus 1 is equal to 26. Negative 25 plus negative 1 is equal to negative 26. Tama po? Okay. So, saan po dyan yung may sum na katulad nito? Negative 10. Okay. So, this one. Tama po. Okay. So, dahil po yan po ang nakuha natin, ang gagamitin nating factor ay si negative 5 and si negative 5. Okay, so now don't forget to put the sign in every equation. Okay, or yeah, in every parenthesis that we have. So negative 5 and negative 5. Okay, the factor of x squared is x and x. Okay, so let's erase this one. Okay, so now the factor of x squared minus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0 is x minus 5 times x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, now let's equate this factor to 0 for us to find the solution of the equation. So x minus 5 is equal to 0. X minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, now let's transpose. X is equal to positive 5 and x is equal to positive 5. Okay, so ano pong napapansin niyo? Ma'am, they have the same value. So it means po that this expression, that this equation x squared minus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0 has only one solution, and that is 5. Has only one solution, and that is positive 5. Okay, so next, let's proceed to another example that we have. Sana po nakakasunod pa rin po ang lahat. Okay, so now we have x squared plus 6x minus 72 is equal to 0. Okay, so what is the first step again that we need to consider? Okay, the last term. Okay, so the last term, that is negative 72. Okay, what do you think is the factor or the factors of negative 72 that if you add that factor, it will give us positive 6? Okay, so what are the factors of negative 72? Negative 72 times 1. Okay, sobrang layo na niya. Okay, 9 times 8. Okay, tama po ba? 9 times 8 is equal to 72. So, negative 9 times 8 is equal to 72. Negative 9 plus 8 is equal to negative 1. So, masyado siyang malayo sa 6 and ay sa ating middle term. So, ano pa? Ano pang factor ng negative 72? Negative 8, negative 9. Okay. What else? Okay, so we have, pwede rin siyang Positive 12 times 6. 12 times 6 is 72. But the factor that we need to get is negative 72. Okay, so dapat merong isa dyan. It's either negative 12 times 6 or positive 12 times negative 6. Okay, so try to change the operation into addition class. So positive or plus rather. So negative 12 plus 6 is it will give us negative 6. Okay, so 12 plus negative 6, it will give us, okay, positive 6. Okay, 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. So, saan po dito yung kapareho ng ating middle term? Is it negative 6 or 6? Okay, so right, this is positive 6. So, ibig sabihin, yung factor po na kukuhanin natin is positive 12 and negative 6. Okay, so we need to write here. We need to write it here, then don't forget to equate it to 0. Okay, so we have positive 12 and we have negative 6. Then factor out the x squared, it will give us x times x. So the factor of x squared plus 6x minus 72 is x plus 12 times x minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay, so now let's equate this to zero property of equation. So we have x plus 12 is equal to 0. Then x minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay, so you need to transpose it to the right side of the equation. It will become x is equal to negative 12 and x is equal to, transpose it to the right side of the equation, it will give us positive 6. So the solution of x squared plus 6x minus 72 is equal to 0 is negative 12 and 6, or x is equal to negative 12 and x is equal to positive 6. So this is now the value of x, or the solutions of x squared plus 6x minus 72 is equal to 0. So ganun lang po kadali mag-factor out ng trinomial. Okay? So always you need to consider the last part of the last term of the equation. So that is you need to get the factor of that number. Okay? Then in getting the factor of that number, don't forget the second term. Then after the second term, the first term. Okay, so x squared is always in x times x. Okay, so these examples are based on the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. No, x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, which is a is always equal to 1. Okay, kung papansin ninyo, wala po siyang leading coefficient ang x squared natin. The leading coefficient is always 1. Okay, the leading coefficient, when we say the leading coefficient, yung coefficient po ng ating x squared or ng ating pinakaunang term, first term. Okay po, naiintindihan po. Okay, so in our next video, I will discuss or I will explain to you on how to get the factor and the solution of quadratic equation in terms of trinomial pa rin po, but we have leading coefficient na po. Hindi na po 1 ang leading coefficient natin. Pwede siyang 2, pwede siyang 3, pwede siyang 5, and so on and so on. Okay, so goodbye and God bless everyone. Okay. Hindi ko pa siya. Wait lang po.